All right, Jesse. So this is Clayton Andrews on the bottom. I wanted to compare him to you. He's a left-handed pitcher, 5'6", throwing 96. So this is obviously a guy that does a lot of things right to throw hard at his size. But he does a lot of good things that I want you to kind of pay attention to, and kind of compare yourself to see, especially when it comes to what we're working on right now with the hips and trying to get some momentum going down the mound, and being able to catch that momentum. So just take a look at him first. And, you guys actually start out pretty much the same, closed off, kind of a narrow base, which is pretty good. Obviously, he starts with his, hands a little lower, which is fine. So as he comes up, like we kind of talked about, this hip, right, starts to make its way facing the catcher. And you can pretty much, as the catcher, you could probably see his whole back pocket right here. So that's something to pay attention to. Peak leg lift here, and now he's going to make his way down the mound. And the biggest thing to realize is like he's showing this whole backside, this pocket as he's going down the mound and getting into his leg. So you can see now his back leg, he's starting to engage and getting into that hip. So as he's going down, he's still closing that off, trying to show that hip. And obviously you can pay attention to how his hands break here and what he does with his scap as well. But this is the most important part, right? Look at this position. His hips are facing first base. And let's take a look at you. You start with your leg kick, kind of with the feet inside the knee, which is not bad, but it's going to be a little bit hard when we're trying to catch the momentum and ride. So now you see how you start to go up here, and then as you're starting to lose just a little bit right here. So the difference between that is like as he's going up, he's like already making his way to home plate and coiling. That's kind of the difference right now too, is like when you're coming up, we come up, hold on. So we're coming up, and then as we go down now, you're starting to make your move and you're closing off. And this part is actually looking pretty good. Your hips are facing first. Everything's looking pretty good so far. Your hands are starting to break. And as we're going down here, let's kind of mash this up. He's going down here, both not in a bad position. He's loaded a little bit more far back. And that's kind of the biggest thing I want you to focus on is, you load more this way, right? He's loading more by coiling. So actually just turning his shoulders a little bit more instead of you kind of leaning back with your shoulders. So that's what I want you to try as well. And this is going to kind of help you posture a little bit better and get your arm up during the throw. So that's one thing is like when he's loading, he's almost showing that throwing arm to the plate, right? Like you can't see it here, but it's like showing his numbers, where you are more a little bit like just kind of leaning back. So that's one part that's going to help you catch the momentum in your lower half. So let's move farther with him down here. So now he's still staying closed. You see how his glove side's working, where it's going to reach that end point and then start to curl back into his ribs. He does that super well. But right here, staying really close. Let's see kind of where you're at. Right here. Not too bad, but you can tell we kind of get extending out just a little bit here, and then we kind of start to lose that connection just a tad, but not too bad. And what I want is just this upper half kind of twisting a little bit more. But once you hit the end range here, this is looking good. I don't mind this at all. Let's go to him. As we're moving forward, here he starts to curl down. You guys are in pretty similar positions here. Not too bad. He's obviously going to be more coiled up and closed off here. But still not too bad. And this is the part that I want you to kind of focus on. As we're hitting the foot strike, you see he hits a foot strike here in a ready position to throw. But since he's not leaned back so much, his arm's in kind of a better position to throw, where you're a little bit kind of just too deep down, which isn't terrible, but something I want to start adjusting as we move forward. as we go down, this is something I want you to pay attention to because I noticed this. Watch your front knee. So foot hits, and then never really, it just kind of just leaks forward, right? Where his, obviously if you watch his front knee, it hits, and that lead leg block coils and kind of shoots his upper half forward. This is something that I want you to kind of focus on, is getting this lead leg block next time out instead of kind of having it leak forward out, because that's going to be something with stability, but it's also going to help you a lot, when we're trying to sequence everything together. And this is something where I feel like it's your stride. Trying to shorten up your stride just a little bit might help with that, because you get out pretty far, which is not bad, but it gets tough sometimes to get over that front knee. But yeah, let's work on that.